Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, I will be testing TikTok's most viral art supplies. The products I'll be using today have been all over my feed, so I decided to put them to the test, not just to see if they work, but to find out if they're actually worth your money. For this video, I chose 5 of the most talked about products, most sponsored products that I have seen so far. So we're going to test those out, and I will do it in 5 categories. But first, here are the products. Number 1 on our list is the ENMY Ink Control acrylic markers that comes in 60 colors. The second product on our list is the recently most popular Grabie acrylic markers, and these are the 36 dual tone brush tip markers. The third product is the Artecho acrylic brush markers in 48 colors. The fourth product is quite different from the rest. They are the twistable bear crayons, non-toxic and washable, and it comes with 36 colors, 30 stickers, and 1 brush. Last but not least, the 5th product is a very popular company, the Ohuhu color markers. These are the 60 set water-based markers. Now that you know the products we'll be using today, I'll be testing each one in 5 categories to keep things fair and helpful, especially if you're a beginner or looking to upgrade your art supplies. These 5 categories will surely be helpful for you. Category number 1 is color quantity and quality. This will be the color range and quality of the markers or the crayons. Here I will look at how many colors each set comes with, how vibrant they are, and whether the colors hold up once they are dry. I will also be looking at what the finish is. Category number 2 will be ease of use and the mess factor. I'll be looking at how easy each product is to use. This includes how they feel in the hand, how smoothly ink or pigment goes down, and whether there's any mess or cleanup involved. This category is especially important for beginners. You want tools that are comfortable and reliable, not frustrating to use. So if you are someone who doesn't like a messy desk, you should look out for this category. The third category is, are they enjoyable to use? Here you have to be honest. If any art supplies isn't fun or satisfying to use, we probably won't reach for it again. So for this round, I'm simply asking, did I enjoy the experience? Was it relaxing, exciting, inspiring in any way? Was it satisfying? All of those questions will be asked, and I will give you guys a response on what I think each product was like. Category number 4 is the final look and finish. Here I look at how the finished artwork turned out, specifically the texture, finish, and how the medium behaves once dry. Questions I'll be asking here is, does it look good? Does it leave streaks? Does it layer well? Would it photograph or scan nicely? These are things that matter, whether you're creating for fun, for sharing online, or for selling prints. The 5th and final category is, would I actually use this again? This category is a reality check round. After trying all of these out, would I reach for them again, or will they end up at the back of a drawer, never to be seen again? Here is the final category, which is the most important. You don't want to buy art materials to just leave inside your closet, never to touch again. So I will let you know what I think could be used often and what I don't. Now I gave you guys the 5 products and the 5 categories. At the very end, I will give each product an overall score out of 10 based on their performance, value, and how likely I am to recommend them. So be sure to watch till the end to figure out what I like the best. The first product that we will try today are the ENMY Ink Control acrylic markers in the 60 colors set. If you have been on TikTok, you've probably seen this set on a bunch of sponsored videos. It comes in this sort of black toolbox kit that opens up like so. It is a very clean and nice set of colors. So many, from greens to blues to reds, purples, and tans. It comes with a color card as well that you can swatch your colors. Here I have already done it because I did do a video on this before, so do check my channel to see how I tried out these colors and how I used them in landscape drawings. Just looking at it, it looks like it has a wide range of colors. Any colors that you need, you have a black and a white that seem very pretty. And when I did swatch the colors out, it almost seemed pastel the way they went on. Very, very creamy. But let me just test out a handful of these markers so that you guys can see what I mean about it. In every set, I will try to use a white to let you guys know which white is the best, because in lots of art, the white is the most important. Already looking at the marker, it is a very nice size, and because the tip is a brush tip, I do find that very, very helpful. To me, it seems very pigmented and well filled. But do remember, you have to shake it before using it. It goes on very smoothly and almost creamy to me. For the white marker, I will try it on the paper by itself, but then I'll also try to layer it on top of a darker marker, in this case, the blue marker, to see if it works well. First, I have to wait for the blue marker to dry completely so that I don't ruin the white marker and make it end up blending. The white in the ENMY set is actually not too bad. I've seen worse, but it is very watery, so at some point you can end up blending the colors together and making this sort of sky color. To many people, that is actually a good thing, so I won't critique it. A lot of artists would actually love for it to be able to blend that way. But overall, the white is not too bad, but it's not the best I have seen so far. For round 1, I'll give this set a solid 8. For round 2, I'll see how easy this product is to use by doing many multiple strokes and lines and shapes and sizes to see how it feels in my hand and how I like it. And so far, it's looking pretty good with these ENMY markers. For round 2, I'll give these markers a 9 out of 10. They were easy to use and not messy at all. Category 3 is, are they enjoyable to use? In this category, I'll show you guys a drawing that I have done using these specific markers, and here is the final look of it. It was very, very enjoyable to use. Once again, I made a whole video on this spreadsheet, so please go check it out. It is almost like a tutorial as well, and I really did enjoy these markers. I will definitely be using them again. Another plus is that they do not bleed through this paper, and I've tried using ENMY markers on other sorts of paper and they do not bleed at all, which is a plus for me. Category 3 and 4 were combined together. They were enjoyable to use, and the final look and finish were perfect for me. So I do give them a 10 out of 10 for those two categories. For category 5, would I actually use these markers again? And I would say yes, I would. Of course, because these colors are so vibrant and opaque and are very fun to use. The second product we'll be testing out are the Grabie dual tone markers, the brush tip version, and these come with a 36 set that you also hold almost like a office binder, I don't even know. And I do think the packaging is pretty cheap because it is plastic. Also, the markers compared to the other markers I have do look kind of cheap, but we won't judge it. They have a dual side once again, so they have two colors on each side, which I do find pretty fun and exciting. And once again, I will not judge the packaging until I try the actual product. But they are very long compared to the ENMY. So let's try a couple of these markers out on the paper to see how easy they are used and how good the marker quality and pigment is. Already I did find a little bit of a problem. The lighter colored markers in this set seem to be way more watery than the darker ones, if you can tell by this video. It's almost not like a acrylic marker compared to the darker colors, which is a big no-no for me. It's probably one of my biggest problems when it comes to acrylic markers is I don't want them to end up watery. But it seems like it's only happening to the lighter colors, which is very odd to me because the darker ones are so juicy and almost a little bit more thicker than the watery ones. In this Grabie acrylic marker set, it does come with a gold and a silver, which I'm very excited to try. The gold looks very metallic and shiny, and I did have problems with other marker sets where they had gold and silver, but they never really looked like it. The silver would look like a gray and the gold would look like a brown. So I do appreciate Grabie for these wonderful silver and gold markers. Now to test out their black and white, I did see that the black was very watery and it wasn't as dark as it should be. And the white in this set is absolutely horrible, I would like to say. It did not layer at all. It almost blended into it, which, if you know, it's not supposed to be like that. So I did not like that effect, and I think this would definitely get a negative score from me, at least for the white and for the watery part of these markers. For category 1, I would like to give these markers a 7 out of 10 for their color quality. Not so great. Now let me show you a drawing I did with these markers, and it did end up coming out pretty good compared to when I swatched it. But I would like to say that it was pretty hard to make it look this good. I had to layer a lot and blend a lot to make it look as good as this. For category 2, it was not messy, so I'll give it to them. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. And for category 3, are they enjoyable to use? They were pretty enjoyable to use, so I will give it 9 out of 10. As you saw in the drawing, the final finish was pretty good. So for category 4, I'll also give it a 9 out of 10. Now for the final category, would I actually use it again? I would personally say yes, maybe. Like, I'm in the middle between this. It's only because I've practiced using it a bunch of times, that's why I will say yes. Now for the third product, these are the Artecho or Artecho, I don't know how you call it, acrylic brush markers. These come in 48 colors and are in another sort of toolbox container, which does feel like a better quality than the last set of markers, so I am very happy about that. The marker size inside are very similar to ENMY markers. They're not too long, and they are only one tip, a brush nib So that is another thing. I do really like how it looks. So presentation wise, I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10. Like the ENMY markers, they seem very pigmented, and the cap actually has the same color as the brush nib, so I feel like that is very helpful and very aesthetic to look at, to be honest with you. So I enjoyed the packaging. I think for category 1, it probably passes. It has good amount of color quality, and I will show you the color swapping and you will see the quality. It goes on very smoothly and a very creamy texture, which I enjoy. Here's a little time lapse of me swatching these colors. One problem I find in acrylic marker sets is they don't have a good deep red. All the reds are like very vibrant and like almost like neon red to me, which I would love to see like a burgundy or maroon color, hopefully soon. Now the black in this set is very dark, which I do really like. And now let's test out the white. You can't really see it, so I'll wait for the black to dry so we can layer on top of it. Hopefully we get a good white. So far, this might be the best white layering we've had in this whole video. So I will give it plus and a thumbs up. If you overdo it, it does end up blending with the black, so that was my problem. I think I overdid it, but it was pretty good, so I'll give it that. For color quantity and color quality, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I went ahead and drew with these markers a little piece. So for category 2, the ease and mess factor, it was very easy to use and was not messy. You see how it did not bleed through, which is also another good plus. They were very enjoyable to use, so for category 3, I would also give it like a 9 out of 10. And the finish, for me, I would say it's not too bad. For category 5, would I actually use this again? And I would like to say, yeah, I would. I would probably use it again. It had a good wide range of colors. The white is my absolute favorite. Now for the 4th product, we are trying the twistable bear crayons that are non-toxic and washable. This set comes with 36 colors, 30 stickers, and 1 paintbrush. I've seen this set show up plenty of times on my TikTok, and it does seem like a more childish sort of art materials, but I did want to buy it for that reason as well. The packaging is very cute. It has bear ears on the lid. The actual stickers are also super cute. It comes with a brush, but I've heard that it doesn't really do anything and actually sometimes makes the drawing worse, so I don't think I'll test it out today, at least not wet. I might do a dry brush situation. The actual crayons have this cute like bear cap, which is really my absolute favorite, and they even have a tail. These are twistable crayons, so you just have to twist it for the rest of it to come out, which I do think is pretty fun, but also it's something we've seen before. It's like you've probably used a product like this when you were a young kid or in your art class, but I do enjoy it. there is not much color quantity. I feel like most of the colors in the set are like a bunch of grains, but we do have a white and we do have a black, so I'm excited to try those. I really am excited to try the light browns as well. These crayons are very buttery, almost like oil pastels if you've ever tried them before. They seem almost very similar to them. It's almost like a mix of oil pastels and crayons, which is very interesting to see. The colors do seem to be pretty vibrant and opaque, so for category 1, I'll give them a 8 out of 10, only because they don't have as much colors as I would like. The black in this set is very, very dark, which I do like to see. And the white, I would like to say it's almost useless, to be honest with you. I will try to layer it, but it feels like it would end up very messy, so let's try it out. The white does not do anything justice. Actually, it does ruin most of the color, so I don't think I'll try it again. And for the brush, I'll try to airbrush it. It didn't really do much other than spread the sort of powder everywhere, so I don't think it's very needed. Overall, I think I like the colors. They go on pretty well. I went ahead and drew with these crayons, and I would like to say that they were really cute, but they are pretty messy, and they do end up stamping like the other side of the sketchbook or your hands, or if you put your hands on top of it, it does end up smudging pretty bad. So for category 2, I think I will have to give it like a 7 out of 10, the ease of use and the mess factor. But for category number 3, are they enjoyable to use, I would love to give it a 10 out of 10 because they were really fun to use, except for the eyes or like the small details. They were pretty hard to do small details since the tip of it is so like thick. These types of little drawings like this bear I'm drawing right now, I feel like are the type of drawings you should do with these sort of crayons, a very illustrative, cutesy style. You can't really do detail artwork with this, and if you want to, it would be very much torture for you, and I do not want that on anyone here. And yeah, details not so great, but it was pretty fun to draw with. So for category 3, I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. I don't know what I said before, but it's 9 out of 10 now. For category number 4, the final look and finish, I do really like the final look and finish. It doesn't have like a glare on it, so when I do take pictures of it, it looks pretty nice. So I'll give it like a 10 out of 10 for the final look and finish. It also dries, so at some point it doesn't really smudge unless you like wipe it really hard, and I think that does help it out a bit, so I do like that fact. So for category 5, would I actually use this again? To be real honest with you, I don't think I'll use it again unless I have something super specific to draw, like a cute little illustration. But for the artwork that I do today, which is mostly like detailed, I don't think I would use it as much. For other people, I think they would enjoy this art supplies. Not for me though. Next, last but not least, the 5th product we'll be trying are these Ohuhu color markers, the 60 colors, and these are the water-based markers, not the alcohol-based markers. So do remember that, because I almost forgot about that, and when I bought it, I thought that they gave me like a fake, but turns out it was a water-based. This set comes in its classic black zip-up bag, which is very compact but very helpful to take around. It has a bunch of colors that flip over: blue set, green, brown, gray, pink, and purples, and yellows and reds. So I really like that. Definitely for category number 1, color quantity, this one takes everything, so it would probably be like a 10 out of 10. I did have it color swatched, so the colors here are very, very opaque and pretty. So once again, for category 1, color quantity and quality, 10 out of 10. Now the actual marker, it has a brush tip and a fine tip, which I think would be really, really nice for like notes and line art for anyone that's studying, has homework, or draws on the side. I think the line art section would be really fun to use. Now let's swatch some of the colors in both the brush tip and the fine tip to see how it looks and how easy it is to use. Already it is fun to use and easy. So for category 2, ease of use and the mess factor, it isn't messy at all. I would like to give it, once again, another 10 out of 10. I am pleasantly surprised, and even though I suck at using markers like these, I do like them. For this set, we have a black and a colorless blender, so we'll test those out. The black is not too bad, but pretty light, especially on this paper. I'm very new to these markers, so I tried to blend these markers with the colorless blender, but it didn't look like it was working very well. I don't know if it's a me problem or the markers problem. It could be both or just me, but I guess this is what I ended up with. Not too bad, but not really that blended. For category 3, are they enjoyable to use? It was pretty fun to use these, both the fine tip and the brush tip. I do think I will end up using this again, mostly because of how interesting it is compared to alcohol markers. And yes, I will give it a 9 out of 10 for the use. Now here's a drawing I did using those markers. I drew a little Japanese sweet, which was very, very, very tasty. I've tried it once before, and I'm using it on this Ohuhu sketchbook, which works out because those markers were Ohuhu, and basically it just showed them working on the best sort of paper. I really did enjoy how the colors looked, very like aesthetic and pastel looking. So for final look and finish on category 4, I would like to put these markers at a 10 out of 10 for sure. And for the final category, category 5, would I actually use these again? I would definitely use these again. Out of all the products I've used today, these were the most fun, so I'll give it a yes. Now here's my final rating for the ENMY markers. I'll give them a solid 9 out of 10. For the Artecho acrylic markers, I'll also give them a 9 out of 10. Not too bad. For the Grabie markers, I'll give them a 7 out of 10. Not too bad, but not that great either. For the twistable bear crayons, I don't know what to give them since it's a very specific art material, but I'll give them a 6 in terms of my style. For these Ohuhu water-based markers, let us pretend that I have 20 fingers up instead of 9 because these markers were the absolute best. I'll give them a 200,000 out of 10. I think these markers are worth your money and they come with a big pack, so it's great. If you're a beginner looking for easy to use materials or an experienced artist just curious about what's worth picking up, I hope this video helped make the decision a little easier. Some of these were genuinely impressive and others maybe not worth the hype, but that's part of the fun, trying things for yourself and seeing what fits your style. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any of these or if there's another viral product you want me to review. Do comment down below and let me know how this voiceover was for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.